Hey everyone, welcome back. In the last episode, we left Muertos and sailed up the Sea of Cortez, stopping in Evaristo, where we caught up with our good friends Ed and Fenice. Today we're continuing our journey northbound. First stop is Agua Verde. We'll take you along for a provisioning run, show you what it's like shopping as a cruiser, and then head further north to Puerto Escondido for the West Coast Multihull Rally. From there, we will keep pushing north before crossing the Sea of Cortez to decommission Liahona and put her up on the hard for hurricane season. We set out today on a provisioning run, and we're fortunate enough to find a couple of ladies making and selling fresh, warm tortillas. It's a tortilleria, and of course, there's no way we could resist hot, fresh, handmade tortillas, so we bought a couple kilos and then kept looking for the tienda. Tiendas are small neighborhood markets in Mexico, and they sell many essential items. Although sometimes the stock is a little limited, but they have groceries, fresh produce, eggs, meat, dried goods. The people of Mexico are so wonderfully helpful. An example of this is just off camera. One of the other cruisers was looking for a condiment that she couldn't find on the shelves, and without hesitation, the shop owner ran next door to her house and pulled the same condiment from her own personal kitchen to share. We always enjoy supporting local communities whenever we're anchored somewhere. It's not really about buying the food as much as it is showing our appreciation for their generosity. All right, success. Provisioning as a live-aboard cruiser is always a bit of an adventure. We carry everything in backpacks, haul it to the dinghy, and then ferry it back to Liahona. To the boat we go. And our vehicle, our mode of transportation.
Cool. Found fresh made tortillas and a store that had some ice cold beer and vegetables and some coffee beans.
What more could you ask for?
Coffee beans, roasted. Can't go wrong. We got everything we needed.
Once on board, the work of provisioning still isn't done. Once all of our provisions are unpacked from the backpack, I will take all the produce and wash it well and dry it. I use a cleaning solution to help eliminate any of the unwanted bacteria by adding it to a bowl of water. On Liahona, we use a foot pump instead of a pressure faucet to save water.
Great.
It works, but it takes forever to fill bigger containers like the bowl. So hopefully next season we can swap it out for a standard pressure pump and speed things up a little bit. We can't leave Agua Verde without going ashore just to explore. With our friends Ed and Fenice, we hiked across the spit that separates the main anchorage that we're in from the northwestern bay. We followed the trails carved out by goats and hikers that took us up over the cliffs and then down into this palm-lined oasis.
Following the trail. Fenice's blazing new trails. Ed's saying, nope, let's just follow the horse poop trail.
Now who to follow? Who do we follow? We follow Ed or follow Fenice?
I bet they join.
Why not?
It's easy to see why many overlanders make this trip here. The views are absolutely stunning. Next, we're off to Puerto Escondido for the West Coast Multihull Rally. We pick up a mooring ball and relax a little bit before the rally begins in the morning, and had one of the best showers in all of Mexico there at the Puerto Escondido Marina showers. Believe it or not, they're almost like a spa. Liahona was the one and only monohull to participate in the West Coast Multihull Rally. Guinevere, the rally organizer, was kind enough to let us participate and just hang out with the big boys and girls. The first stop on the rally was Isla Coronados, just a short sail away from Puerto Escondido. The island is the peak of a dormant volcano, so it is surrounded by kind of black lava rocks that open up to a white sand beach and then beautiful crystal clear turquoise waters. This uninhabited island is protected by the Loreto National Marine Park, and as a result, it is a haven for sea life and wildlife. On shore, you can see the desert plants clinging to the volcanic rock, as well as an occasional rattlesnake as we spotted off the boardwalk. The walking and hiking trails make for great viewing. There's even a walking trail, well, more like a hiking trail, will take you up to the top of the ridge for spectacular views of the surrounding area. From Coronados, we set sail for Isla Carmen and anchored off Painted Cliffs. The following morning, the fleet participated in a fun race to Bahia Salinas just around the corner. Bahia Salinas has a fascinating story. For much of the 20th century, it was a working salt mine. As a result, a small town sprang up near the shore, complete with homes, warehouses, and even a church. By the mid-1980s, the mine shut down, leaving behind the buildings, the equipment, and the homes to slowly crumble, making for a fascinating scavenger hunt. A shipwreck emerges from the waters, providing refuge for small tropical fish dodging from the larger prey. Stingrays line the shore, requiring some caution when wading. We just drug our feet to make sure we didn't step directly on any of them. We say goodbye to Salinas and we head back to Puerto Escondido where we complete the rally. We left Puerto Escondido with a couple of our friends on their boats and sailed up to Monohull in Loreto Bay. The ladies headed out on paddleboard to explore the nearby national park. Tyler and I took an opportunity to go into Loreto and just check out the local area. After exploring, we leave Monohull and head back up to Isla Coronados. Once back on Coronados, we enjoyed paddleboarding on the southernmost anchorage before moving over to the westernmost anchorage to do some more exploring and hiking. After spending a few days in Coronados, we decide to head north to San Juanico, where we will stage to cross back over the Sea of Cortez. As we sailed up to San Juanico, we noticed this huge disturbance in the water ahead, and as we approached, we noticed it was a large pod of dolphins with hundreds or thousands of dolphins just leaping and jumping and obviously feeding. We say goodbye to San Juanico after only a couple days to take advantage of a favorable weather window that give us winds on the beam all the way across the Sea of Cortez. Just as predicted, the winds filled in about 15 knots from the south, giving us a great beam reach all the way across the Sea of Cortez. Back in Guaymas, we begin the arduous process of decommissioning Liahona, pulling off all her sails, her lines, her canvas, even the wind generator. Tyler double checking all the rigging, getting her all secured, everything down below and ready to be hauled out. We take her to the fuel dock and fill her full of fuel before we move over to the lift and begin the process of having her pulled out and moved over into her slot on the hard. Mario, an experienced lift operator, has been lifting Liahona in and out of the water for several years. He maneuvers her to her designated spot in the boatyard where she will stay for the summer. The whole process to decommission takes about 2 weeks. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and please send us a comment.